trees. By this tabular form, you can all easily understand the difference between herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs are seed-producing annual, non-woody plants. That means the stem is green, and the annual they live their life on either for a year or a biennial. Have non-woody soft stems. Stems do not have branches. Their height is short. They are annual, biennial, or perennials. Annual means they live for a year. Biennial means they complete their lifespan in 2 years, or they may live for years. They generally add flavor to the food and provide medicines to us. Shrubs are woody plants that contain several main stems arising near the ground, have thick but not hard woody stems, have branches at their base. They are tall in comparison to the short and the herbs. Mainly perennials, that means they live their life for a the lifespan is a long one, having a medicinal value and can be used in gardening. Trees are woody perennials with a single trunk growing to a considerable height, have thick, hard and brown woody stems, have branches in a single stem, tallest and perennials. Again, they live their life on. Prevent soil erosion, maintain oxygen and carbon dioxide balance in nature, and prevent air pollution. Now we will see about the climbers and creepers. Climbers and creepers are another category of plants. You can see here in the figures the climbers and the creepers. Plants having thin, long and weak stem which cannot stand upright but climbs up a neighboring support is called a climber. Examples are pea plant, bitter plant, bitter gourd that is generally known as karela, money plant, grapevine, etc. Plants having thin, long and weak stem which cannot stand upright and spread on the ground is called a creeper. The major difference between climber and a creeper is that in the climber takes the support of the neighboring structure and climbs on, while in the creeper, the fruit is such a big one that they spread on the ground. They cannot stand erect. In the climbers, they have a special structure on the stem and the leaves which is called tendrils, which gives support to them to just give a tie on the or they tie themselves on the support, while the creepers don't have such structures. I think all of you would have understood about herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers and creepers. Parts of plant. If I talk about a plant system, a flowering plant has been classified mainly into two systems, root system and shoot system. Root system is an underground and non-green part of a plant. It consists of primary and secondary roots, while shoot system is an aerial part of a plant. It consists of main stem, branches, leaf, bud, flower and fruit. Stem. Stem is the main axis of the shoot system. It is green in herbs while woody and hard in shrubs and trees. The part of the plant which rises vertically up from the ground is called its stem. If someone asks you what is a stem, so all of you can able to answer. That means the part of the plant which rises vertically up from the ground is called its stem. Stem generally grows towards light. It grows away from the soil and water. It has nodes and internodes. The point where a leaf or branch grows from the stem is called the node. So what is a node? The place from where the branches or leaves arises in the stem, that point is known as a node. The part of a stem between two adjacent nodes is called internode. The between two nodes is the internode is present. Stem bears leaves, branches, buds, flowers and fruits. Young stems are green in color but older woody stems are non-green and hard. Stem connects the root system with rest of the plant. The main functions of the stem are as follows. The stem holds the plant upright or erect. So in simple language, we say that it holds the plant straight. If the stem is weak, the plant cannot stand erect or straight. It will fall down. So it gives a main support to the plant to stand straight. The other function which is performed by the stem of a plant that it carries water and minerals from the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant. Whatever water we pour in the soil. So roots absorb that water and transport it to the stem. And then stem carries that water and minerals to the leaves and other parts of the plant. The other function which is performed by the stem that it carries food which is prepared by the leaves to the other parts of the plant. So stem is mainly performing three functions. First, holds the plant upright, conducts water and minerals to the leaves and food prepared by the leaves to the other parts of the plant. Now see how you have to write the activity so that it will become easy for all of you to learn and all of you to write. What is the aim? Why are we doing this activity? To show that stem helps in conduction of water. What all the materials required? We need a glass, red ink, blade, a plant branch having flowers with white petals. Why we are taking the plant with the white petals? So that we can easily see the color change in them. How do we do? Yes, take a branch of a plant with white flowers, wash it and cut the base of the stem. Dip the lower end of the cut stem in a bottle containing water to which few drops of red ink has been added. Leave the plant undisturbed for few hours and then observe the plant carefully. You will observe that the red color ink has reached to the petals of the flower. You can see how you have to label it. Observation. You will observe that the color of the flowers changes from white to red. You can see over here in the cutted stem that the red color strand, it shows that how water moves up through the stem. So what do we conclude from this activity? What we have learned? This shows that the stem conducts water from the roots to different parts of the plant and transportation of water and mineral salt absorbed by the roots to the different parts of the plant. Another thing which we all should know, the parts of a leaf. A leaf has the different parts: petiole, leaf blade. Here, so petiole is the stalk that connects the leaves to the stem of the plant. Yes, this is the petiole which connects this leaf to the stem. The main functions of the petiole is this: provide support to the leaf, transporting water and nutrients absorbed by the root to the leaves, and transport food prepared by the leaves to the stem. Leaf blade or lamina. It is a thin, flat part of the leaf that is typically green in color. The green part of the leaf is known as lamina, which has leaf apex, leaf margin. The tip of the leaf is known as leaf apex. The border of the leaf is known as margin. And further it has main vein which is known as midrib, and it has veins which are further divided into venules which transports water and minerals to the each part of the leaf and collect food prepared by the leaves and give it to the stem. Venation. The network formed by the veins and ventlets in the lamina is called leaf venation. Yes, the design made by the veins on the surface of the lamina is known as leaf venation. Parallel venation. There are two types of venation, parallel venation and reticulate venation. Parallel venation, the veins present in the leaves are arranged parallel to each other and the veins never cross any other vein. No branching is seen in parallel venation. The examples are the monocots are generally having the parallel venation. You can see that all the veins are parallel to each other. The examples of the parallel venation are monocot seeds, and the plants which have parallel venation will always have fibrous roots. Example: grass, wheat, rice, bajra. Reticulate venation. When the veins make a net-like structure on the surface of the leaf and they are arranged in a wave-like form, you can see over here that they all are arranged in a wave-like form, and this sort of venation is known as reticulate venation. The dicots have reticulate venation, and the plants having reticulate venation will always have tape roots. Examples are mango, rose, hibiscus, rose, etc. In today's session, we are going to learn about the functions of leaves. As leaves perform mainly three functions for the plant: photosynthesis, transpiration, and respiration. Let's learn one by one this all the functions. Transpiration in plants. So you can see over here how the transpiration process is taking place. Yes, from the roots they are absorbing the water, through stem it is reaching to the leaves, and through stomata on the under surface of the leaf the small pores are present. Those pores are known as stomata, and through this transpiration process is taking place. Transpiration is the process in which plant release the water inside it in the form of moisture or water vapor. Roots consume some amount of water from the soil and rest evaporates in the atmosphere. Parts of plant such as stems, small pores on leaves and flowers evaporate the water to the atmosphere. In other words, it is the process in which water evaporates in the atmosphere from plant leaves and other parts. I think all of you are clear with the process transpiration. Let's learn the another function of the leaves, that is photosynthesis. As we know, the leaves are food factories. The leaves make food for the plant by the process of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, the green leaves of plants combine carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight to make food and oxygen gas. This can be written as carbon dioxide, water in the presence of light, green plants, that means when the chlorophyll is present in them, prepare food in the form of glucose, release oxygen and water. Carbon dioxide gas needed for making food is taken by the leaves from air, and water is carried into leaves from the soil through the stem. Sunlight provides the energy for making food. Chlorophyll present in the green leaves help in trapping sunlight so that it can be utilized in making food. Oxygen gas is produced in the leaves during photosynthesis. This air, this oxygen gas goes into air. The simplest food prepared by the leaves by photosynthesis is in the form of glucose. Some of the glucose is converted into starch. This starch is stored as food in various parts of the plant, including leaves. We can now define photosynthesis as follows. The process by which green leaves or green plants use sunlight to make food from carbon dioxide and water. This process is known as photosynthesis. The term photosynthesis actually means making things with light. A plant keeps on absorbing water from the soil at the time through the roots. Next function which is performed by the plant is respiration. Photosynthesis involves the use of energy from sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to produce glucose and oxygen. Cellular respiration uses glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. The process of respiration in plants involves using sugars produced during photosynthesis plus oxygen produce energy for plant growth in many ways. Respiration is the opposite of photosynthesis. In the natural environment, plants produce their own food to survive. They use the carbon dioxide from the environment to produce sugar and oxygen, which can later be utilized as a source of energy. While photosynthesis takes place in the leaves and stems, only respiration occurs in the leaves, stems and roots of the plant. The process of respiration is represented as follows. Food which is prepared plus oxygen and the release carbon dioxide, water and energy. As just now I said, respiration and photosynthesis are opposite to each other. In photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is used to prepare food and oxygen gas is released, while in respiration, oxygen gas is used and carbon dioxide gas is released. As with photosynthesis, plants get oxygen from the air through the stomata. Respiration takes place in the mitochondria of the cell in the presence of the light, which is called aerobic respiration. Two types of respiration, dark respiration and light respiration. The first kind occurs in the absence of light, while the second is occur in the presence of light. Now see in the next slide. The part of the plant which is found below the ground is called root. The roots of a plant performs a number of functions. The main functions of the roots of a plant are as follows. The roots absorbs water and minerals from the soil. These are needed for the manufacturing of food by plant leaves. They hold the soil firmly to keep the plant upright. It means that root fixes the plant firmly to the soil or to the ground. This prevents the plant from being pulled out easily or blown away by the wind. That is the only reason when you pull out any of the plant from the soil, you have to pull it hard, as root has hold the soil tightly so that the plant won't fall down. Roots help in holding the soil together. That means roots helping in the preventing the soil erosion. In this way, roots prevent the soil from being blown away by wind or washed away by water, and helps in the conservation of soil. Now here again, there are mainly two types of roots, taproot and fibrous root. Taproot, if I talk about, is a straight tapering root which grows vertically down into the soil and gives out branches on all the sides. You should know that the plants which have that they have a main root, and from which The secondary roots are, or we can say the lateral roots are coming. The main root is thick, but these lateral roots are thinner. You should also know the plants which have taproot, they will have reticulate venation in their leaves. Some examples are pea plant, neem tree, tulsi, carrot, beet, etc. The other type of root which is very important, again, the fibrous roots. If I talk about the fibrous roots consist of many thin fiber-like roots of similar size. They do not have main root. All the roots you can see here, they come out directly from the base of the stem, and all the roots are similar in size. They do not have any main root present in them. Here also you should know the plants which have fibrous root, in them the leaves have parallel venation. So they are vice versa: taproot, reticulate venation, fibrous root, parallel venation. The examples of the plants which have fibrous roots are wheat, grass, maize, rice, etc. Plants are perhaps the most beautiful part of a plant. Different plants have different types of flowers. Flowers are of many sizes, shapes, and colors. The flowers have different smells, but some of the flowers they do not have any smell. Some of the common flowers are rose, periwinkle, jasmine, lily, show flower. The flower is that part of a plant which contains the reproductive parts. The main function of a flower is to produce fruits and seeds. The main parts of a flower, if I talk about, are sepal, petal, stamen, and pistil. You can see over here in the following figure where all the parts are shown separately. Yes, the green leaf-like structure which you see over here are the sepals. The most colorful part which attracts all of us are petals. The main part or the female reproductive part of a flower, that is pistil, and this is the male reproductive part of a flower. Yes, these are the stamen. Now we will study in detail about each part of a flower. Parts of a flower. I think now we all are clear with the parts of the flower. Now, whatever the parts which are left, now we will study in detail about that. Petals. Petals are modified leaves that surround the reproductive parts of a flower. They are often brightly colored or unusual shape to attract pollinators. Together, all of the petals are known as corolla. Altogether, they are known as corolla. Sepal, the outermost part of the flower, which is often green or leaf-like that encloses a developing bud. These are known as sepals, and together sepals, they are known as calyx. The other parts of the flower are stamen and the pistil. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower. The stamen is consist of a long slender structure which is known as filament, and the swollen part which is known as anther, and inside the anther the pollen grains are found. Pistil is the female reproductive part of a flower. The pistil is centrally located and typically consists of ovary, style, and the stigma. Stigma is the uppermost part of the pistil which is sticky in nature, so those pollen grains can stick to it. Style connects stigma to the ovary. I hope you all would have understood the structure of a flower. Thank you and keep learning.